to be a good parent and a good spouse. These are requirements. Well, when you take those character traits, those values, and you apply them to your life, you apply them to your work as a soldier, it will make you a better soldier, it will make you a better leader, it will make you a better teammate. All right, here we are back in the team room, and today we're going to discuss a question that I get quite frequently. It's one I really enjoy talking about, and that is, how do you balance your job in the military with your family? So that work-family dynamic. And this, of course, pertains to all of us, regardless of what you do professionally, those of us with families. It's a difficult balance. A term I really dislike, which is a conversation for another day. We'll stick with it here for now because it paints a picture for everybody. Essentially, how do you prioritize your time and energy between two things that are really important to you? Great question. Going with the military route just for a second, because it's translatable to everybody, is I like to use a quote from Lieutenant General Hal Moore, who was a lieutenant colonel during Vietnam. If you've seen the movie We Were Soldiers, Mel Gibson plays Colonel Hal Moore. And it's in that movie, and he's talked about it in other editorials, he answers that question. Like, how do you do both? And his answer is, I just think that being good at the one makes me better at the other. And I really enjoy that because it creates this two-way street. Creates a two-way street. Being good as a father and a husband makes me better as a soldier, and being good or better as a soldier makes me good or better as a husband and a father, as a family man. I think it's easier for most of us to conceptualize why being good as a soldier enables us to be good as a family person. And you think about some of the character traits or principles of being a soldier. And these are things like discipline, structure, work ethic, selflessness. These values that when you decide to live by them, makes you a good soldier. Well, these are obviously character traits that will translate to us as parents, spouses. Obviously, if I'm disciplined, if I'm able to prioritize my time, I'm able to make sacrifices, and I apply that same methodology to being a father, in my case, or a husband, I'm going to be better at that thing. Selflessness, clearly, right? The translation between that to the family life, I think, is pretty easy to understand. Going the other direction, I would argue, is slightly more difficult to understand, but is absolutely accurate. We talk about some of the character traits and values that make us good family people, good parents, and good spouses. And these are character traits, attributes like compassion, communication, mentorship, empathy. These things that without them, it's going to be really difficult to be a good parent and a good spouse. These are requirements. Well, when you take those character traits, those values, and you apply them to your life, you apply them to your work as a soldier, it will make you a better soldier, it will make you a better leader, it will make you a better teammate. So it very much is a two-way street, the way Hal Moore presents that. My second point, last point for this topic, is that military-family balance. Both are extraordinarily time and energy consuming. You know, us in the military, us that are active duty, you know, a 12-hour workday is normal for us. And that oftentimes does not include required physical training in the mornings, late nights to get caught back up on administrative work, deployments, going overseas for different types of training events, traveling around the country for different training events or other things, meetings, briefings. it's a heavy toll. Therefore, more than likely, and under most circumstances, our quantity of time that we will have with our families is going to be relatively low. So how do you do both in that case? I would argue, and I challenge you to do the same, is when quantity is low, we must increase the quality. When quantity is low, quality has to go up. Now, when I say high quality with time with our family, that doesn't mean it has to be a vacation to Disney World. That would, of course, be great, probably. Quality means focus. Quality means you're in the moment. Quality means that you are emotionally connected to the individuals that you're dedicating yourself to at that time. It has to matter to you, and they have to know it matters to you. Quality time with my kids oftentimes is me on the floor playing Legos, me on the floor with dinosaur stuffed animals. And when I'm pretending to be a T-Rex eating an elephant, I am dedicated. I am actually that T-Rex eating the elephant in that moment. I'm not thinking about work emails. I'm not thinking about what do I have going on in the office tomorrow. Unless there is a Scud missile heading towards my house, I don't care what's going on at work. Now, believe me, I mess this up more often than I would like. And this is something I think a lot of us can also relate to, because we got a lot of things in our lives, a lot of things we want to do, our profession and our side hustle, our passion projects. It consumes a lot of our thoughts. And this is a cost of being ambitious. I find myself in that position frequently where I'm having dinner with my family and I'm thinking about the emails I want to get back to. I'm thinking about my business plan. I'm thinking about this project I got going on tomorrow. I'm thinking about what I got going on in uniform at the range later on that week. Do I have all my stuff? Did I do all the right requests? I'm physically there at the dinner table, but emotionally, mentally, I'm somewhere else. I make that mistake, you make that mistake. It's gonna happen. We just need to recognize when it happens, and we need to be that much more deliberate about our focus in that time, in that space. We know it's important. Our families are a top, if not the top priority. So when we're there, in order to maximize quality, begin with that focus. Commit yourself to that moment. Put the phone down. Instagram is not going anywhere. You can go back to living vicariously through other people 3 hours from now, if you choose. Put the phone down, forget about work, forget about the side hustle, be in the moment, enjoy the time with your family. It's something that we have to do if we decide we're gonna have both. A professional life of success and a family life of success.